What's up, guys? It's Mr. Janvet, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server. We're going to be using this fun Weatherball Zekrom team. Hopefully we run into some Ferrothorns. Played a few games with it, so pretty solid team. And yeah, shout outs to JT Yao. Also, guys, this month is the first month. This week, boot camp signups are open and ending. You know, we only take 10 people per month maximum. That way the coaches can have time to properly focus and ensure that you guys are getting the best results possible. I have lowered the price significantly. It's something I thought about. I was like, well, the conundrum is for all the value you're getting, because you're getting 4 weeks of essentially nonstop, depending on what your schedule is, training. So you know, I want to make sure that the coaches are well compensated for their time and effort, because you're working with some of the best tour performers. To get you and to get access to those people one-on-one isn't easy. So, but I also want to make sure that people can actually join. And so, you know, what we decided was, it was just like, okay, they enjoy what they do, and so they're willing to not, you know, just for the sake of it, and if we have enough people, it'll balance out, rather than having few people who can do it, you know, which covers everything, but it's still kind of defeating the purpose of why we started the society, boot camp and mastermind in the first place. So that's the thing. Also, there is the Patreon, so you can join as a member as well. But yeah, so my brain is a bit foggy, guys, so forgive me. It's gonna be a slightly different live than usual. I'm just going to somewhat autopilot this until I get into the groove. Long night last night, so Yveltal plus, that's my game plan. Yveltal plus Necrozma should suffice for anything that the opponent wants to do. Pretty Groudon weak in hindsight. If this is a Stone Edge physical variant, which it doesn't have a Calyrex, so I'm like, okay, I'm willing to take that beating for the greater good. And so speed wise it's helpful, but he's gonna fear specs, right? So as I said, not the the most intensive game plan ever, but with Stealth Rocks going up, I think Calyrex, once the Yveltal is tricked, really shows its worth. And so Groudon may be able to one-shot my Eternatus. I'm just thinking here, because if Groudon dies, then I wouldn't say it's over to Zekrom, but it's a pretty good shot. What would I even set up on, though? Yeah, what would I even set up on? Because he understands that Groudon messes me up, which is good. Well, good for him, you know. So he has to attack. He actually fire punches there, which I completely disagree with. But because if I stayed in there, he had a lot to lose. So he's either, well, actually Stone Edge did 72%. He's banded. Okay. Well, I guess I do have a setup fodder. I could DD here and KO Xerneas, I'm pretty sure. He's banded. Cause I'm like, why would you ever fire punch there? Why do you even have fire punch? Okay. Okay. So what I'll do is go Zekrom and I'll Bolt Strike directly. It'll cover Bolt. Wait. What? You mean to tell me Stone Edge does 72% to... Okay. As I said, guys, my brain isn't quite on today for some reason. Especially because Vel plus Necrozma was supposed to be the solutions. And I have now thrown said solutions out the window. Wow, I am off today, but it is what it is. I have to be somewhere for the remainder of the day. Happy Easter, by the way. So I can't not record this now, or it's not gonna go up, or it's gonna be really late at night. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it with ours. Yeah, I probably 2 KO him, but he doesn't 2 KO me. The reason I'm not overly like, whatever, it's because he has knockoff. Why would he go Vel on a knockoff? Because he's super weak to Calyrex. So I vehemently disagree with this, especially for knockoff. If you had foul play, that's different, but not knockoff. So now you get, let me think, Stone Edge. I'll Thunder Wave here in case he goes Marshadow, not wanting to die. But even if he stays in, yeah, excellent. That Marshadow hit is huge for my Eternatus and for my Necrozma. 1-3. Yeah, I should be faster. Yeah, 192. He's nowhere. Yeah. Okay, so Necrozma now outspeeds most of his team and can partly beat most of his team. Calyrex is going to be our savior here. And if I KO Marshadow, I might be able to just Calyrex sweep by itself. So I need to hit this. Nice. The reason is I want him to... Oh, he's Life Orb. Even better. Even better. I'll take my Groudon. He won't. He'll get paralyzed, but okay. So that what that means is now Calyrex just needs to get 1 Spectral whatever off. And in order for me to do so, I just go to my Necrozma and set up Stealth Rocks. If he goes to Yveltal, I kill it. No, I don't need to. If he only has knockoff, then I can just Stealth Rock. So if he goes Eternatus, that's just Stealth Rock and Thunder Wave, which helps out my Eternatus. But Stealth Rock's going to be critical. Stealth Rock going to be critical for... I wonder if he'd go Groudon here. Yeah, he should switch to Groudon here, but I can't let my Eternatus, what's it called? Yeah. Well, Groudon can't, it brings me back to full 1, but it actually can't even kill me. But his Xerneas is concerning enough to where I might not want to go that route. And giving me Eternatus here since Necrozma, I get the boost. I might not even die. I was gonna say, didn't he use Earthquake? Because Earthquake probably wouldn't have killed me, but yeah. So it's the Vel probably doesn't have Sucker Punch, and that's the thing, right? He goes hard Eternatus. Unless his Yveltal is max speed, which I doubt. He has knockoff. They usually run, especially on defensive variants. Because if I get the +2, I guaranteed win. But if he has knock... Actually, I can... Why'd he go with this? I'm pretty sure you die every time. Like 100% of the time. And I don't think there's any move other than knockoff. Yeah, now it's for sure over. Because he couldn't have allowed me to get +2. And the fact that he didn't go to Yveltal first implies that he doesn't have Sucker Punch. It's not a guarantee that that's the case. Let me think. If I were to scout Sucker Punch here and go to Neck and he goes for knockoff, I'd Moonlight up, Moonlight up, Moonlight up. You'd have to go to Groudon. It'd come down to whether or not Xerneas, but I'm just Astral Barraging. He does have Sucker. Shit. Now I guarantee lose. That's not true. That's false, actually. That's false. If he misses Precipice Blades, there's no reason for me to ever not stall out Sucker Punch here. If he misses Precipice Blades, I have a pretty good shot because Necrozma is just so damn bulky. Groudon, I think, outsped mine. Yeah, very weird Groudon set. Go just Thunder Wave here. I mean, doesn't matter what I click. Okay, he has one left. Cool. So now he struggles. Less morning sun. All right, I'm faster. I lost 2%, but watch that 2% be the difference. Another good thing is that his Xerneas will now have 2 thunder. Earthquakes, which he definitely needed. He needed the press blades, but he was probably like, I'm not trying to risk missing press blades. But as I said, Xerneas has the thunder. So now this is an interesting setup. I could Thunder Wave, which doesn't help because he's gonna be +2. I could Morning Sun, which puts me at full, but he has to then hit 2 thunders in the sun. Or I could Sunsteel Strike, which I don't think kills the average Xerneas. So I'm gonna Morning Sun first. Draining Kiss, yeah. So Necrozma wins. He might not even be Geomancy if he has Draining Kiss. But yeah, he is Geomancy. But now it's guaranteed done. Because, well, not guaranteed. He can Thunder and hit it in the sun and paralyze me and full paralyze me and hit it twice. This is Flame versus me. But very horrible start. He crit, so close enough. Very sloppy start. I swear, I played actually somebody from the academy, solid Uber player, and just absolutely botched the game. I'm like, what was I even? Very similarly to that. But as you know, as you can see, the more I play, the more, I wouldn't call them reflexes, but you know, you have those days where mentally you're like spent. So this is more of a conversational sort of live, rather than necessarily the hyper intense, deep analysis type of game. Though we're still trying to win here, you know, we're still winning. But that's just something to keep in mind. And Zekrom, I have let Zekrom down like completely. But it's solid. It's not Zekrom's fault. It's my fault. But yeah, as far as, you know, the boot camp, as far as the membership with the Patreon, you get to join and you get access, you know, to ask the questions, ask for replay help, all that stuff. And obviously you get to request videos that you want me to make on the Patreon side, because YouTube sometimes doesn't show all of it, and algorithm and blah blah blah. So to avoid all that, you guys can make like specific requests as a Patreon member, but you don't get like the in-call coaching that comes with the boot camp. So I wonder if Astro Barrage may have even killed Xerneas after +1, to be fair. Like if I had switched out my Necrozma. But I wasn't sure about that. And if it didn't, or if it was a roll like in his favor, put me in a bad spot. Definitely think this is a game where Zekrom can shine. First order of business will be Stealth Rocks to prevent any kind of Sash Mar Shadow. So that when I set up, I'm good to go. But I'll have to find setup fodder because Zekrom is such a dangerous beast. People won't let me set up, but that can actually be an asset, especially versus the Veltal, which I'm going to try to set up versus. So if I get rid of the Vel, it's just Astral Barrage really. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. Very little downside, except this guy, I suppose, especially on a glare. I guess this guy was a pretty big downside. I guess I had very little reason not to lead Eternatus in hindsight. And it's funny watching me make these mistakes, because it's as if there's a blank in my brain before the game starts, which I'm sure is what a lot of players experience as they're practicing to get that foresight. Let's see. You can't really. Well, I guess he could be DD. So yeah, 3,000 arrows and it did a ton to me. So I'm debating whether or not I should just straight attack him here. He can tell by the damage output. Actually, I feel like an offensive one would do more. If he DDs 61, bring me back up to full. It won't KO. He DDs. Yeah, he's tripping. You never 1,000 arrows there. That's one you don't go for. Because I can one-shot you potentially. And the Veltal Eternate isn't as big of a problem to him. But maybe he wants... Whatever. I'll just Toxic Sin. Okay, take it. So maybe he doesn't have Glare. That's gonna matter because now Zekrom, I don't say get a kill every time, but it's pretty damn close to that. Well, actually, I have aromatherapy on Calyrex. It just dawned on me. Like I have aromatherapy, but now my Necrozma is a huge problem because I have T-Wave, and this is the only thing like that's not doing damage. And since he allowed me to Toxic, I essentially just got up not rocks for free, but I'm likely gonna invite in an Yveltal soon, which will be waved with the magical wave, and that'll provide two main benefits. I can potentially get paralyzed on my what's this guy points? He should be high enough to know what the hell is going on right now. He's trying to get complete form. That's fine. This needs to be at full because it beats so much of his team. This and Yveltal, just like I said in last game. But if I position this right, Groudon will kill him on right before he gets to complete form. Unless he had the Glare all this time and just wasn't showing it. But after an SD here, when it forces the Vel to show if it has foul play. But also the Zygarde is gonna be dead, so his only electric resist is Eternatus at that point. I'm surprised by the Zacian switch. Assuming I hit here, Zacian is gone, which isn't that deep, but you know, having one less hard counter to Yveltal. In fact, that was his only interesting. So you see what I'm talking about. Now he hard switches to Vel, and he doesn't have boots, so he certainly has, allegedly has foul play. No, but very interesting. He crit me with knock, and he's no item. Interesting, but this is the situation that I was talking about earlier, right? Because of that crit, a little more annoying, but because of Marshadow, that's the main guy. I'm just uncertain of whether Dragon Claw KOs from here. I do think he's gonna stay in. Please hit. Okay, that's all I needed. Now Calyrex just... That's why I'm confused, right? That's why he played the Vel and the Zygarde really short-termedly, like he wasn't considering, well, what could happen if I lose Zygarde, or what happens if I lose Yveltal, right? But all I need to do is sack. I don't need Zekrom anymore. I just need to get my Yveltal back to full. That way I can always check Marsh. I mean, Necrozma can to a degree as well, but Marshadow can Shadow Sneak. So, okay, my man is hoping. It's funny that Zygarde actually outspeeds Kyogre, Groudon, and things of that nature. Given how like big and fat it is, and just looks like something that shouldn't be as fast as an electric dragon. Those two types just sound like some fast shit. Dragons, back when speed tiers were normal, were regarded as fast. Like base 100 in Gen 4 was, you know, respectively fast. Wasn't no you know, it wasn't crazy, but it wasn't slow. And a lot of dragons, Salamence, Garchomp had a little above that. Lotties, Flygon, you know, those had speed tiers like that. Debating here a Dragon Dance from him. Even that wouldn't be enough. Yeah. Wow. He's like ultra max defense. You see how little that did? What the oh, my life orb is gone. But still, that's base 130 stab. You know what I'm saying? That ain't right. So I get a KO here for show. You'll invite Marshadow. I was thinking actually maybe the Calyrex wasn't the right play. You're like, yeah, you can't guard against Ghost. Correct, my friend. But if the Marsh makes a strong read and bulks up, well, he'd need to. If he makes a read and bulks up, yeah, I knew he wouldn't. But if he did make a read there and bulk up, my man's like, yo, I want this smoke. I think he's choiced Marsh. I don't know why you'd switch. Maybe he's Sash, but he just have died to whatever I went for the from the Groudon, which is why I'm like, you know, or allegedly. But now, yeah, I still attack the Eternatus. Even if I miss, it's fine. Once I get the rocks up, right? So the bars can't set up now because I've shown Thunder Wave, even though all my moves can miss. Let's say he CC's here. Yeah, I just knock. Because even a bulked up, yeah, even a bulked up Marsh wouldn't have been sufficient to take out my Necrozma and not die to, like, look how little this is gonna do. If you saw how much Bolt Strike did, so Shadow Sneak, it's not like neutral, but it's significantly weakened. So I wouldn't be shocked if it did as little as 35%, unless he has Poltergeist. I wouldn't be surprised if Poltergeist did under 50. Like, okay, well, if Drain Punch did, no, Drain Punch is neutral, but yeah, it would have done actually a good bit. But yeah, isn't this a team I lose last? No, I didn't have a Grimmsnarl. But it's cool to see Frostlass. I wouldn't say rising in usage, but certainly being used. Very weak to Groudon. Just come to understand. It's not even like a realization. It's just like an understanding. Oh, that's just what's going on. I'm just weak to Groudon. Okay, gotcha. Keep Neck at the utmost for the majority of the team. Groudon the utmost for Zekrom. And then Groudon, I'll just have to wiggle my way around. So we're gonna, I know Frostlass is coming, so what this allows for me to do is U-turn out if it's right, if it does that, it allows me to Calyrex back. Grimmsnarl comes in, but yeah, I want to keep the because Grimmsnarl cannot taunt me. Like, I can defog here every time. Actually should have knocked. But I go back to Vel because I know he's gonna do the same thing again. You just defog again. I could see him trying to pranks or something. But if this doesn't have he tries to Destiny Bond perhaps. No, he spikes again. Well, the annoying could see him double switching here because I keep going into Bill. But if he gets it wrong, I could sweep him here. Like, just run through his team. Yeah, I figured as much. Oh, yeah, it's play roll. Whoa, whoa, buddy. Relax. Relax. Relax, bro. I need for you to relax, bro. So now he has reflective. I'm gonna knock him off so that the screens, he loses his light clay. So the screens aren't permanent. Oh, he's starting to play rough. Okay, that's fine. I'm willing to trade my Vel for no screens. Well, actually, he's gonna have screens for. I don't have any priority, but I have a Calyrex. Okay, excellent. Because the special attack, the special side is far more problematic for him. Grimmsnarl was his main Calyrex solution. So really, well, Eternatus is one. It's speed time with Frost Slash isn't great. If I go to, I force Xerneas or Groudon in. What's good, bro? What's good? But yeah, Eternatus, you know, at best speed ties at Frost Slash. So what I'm trying to do is pull out his shout outs to Unholy Magris or Magris. I wasn't trying to bait out Zern, but I'll take it. I won't let him do as he pleases, because he's gonna Geo here. She won't kill me with Moonblast, but Moonblast plus Thunder certainly will take out my Vel. And so I Toxic there because he sized up the Reflect, so he's like, okay, I'll just Moonblast and you see how much that's doing, guys? You see? This shit is no game. This shit is no game. Jesus. Actually, I can just Morning Lights, Morning Sun spam. Good Frost Slash switch. Do I need Stealth Rocks up? This game might be over, actually, yeah. This game's over. If I go Calyrex, this game's over. Don't think Groudon can take one. I just don't want the Groudon setting up. So Thunder Wave first. Yeah, he bonds. Sometimes have Icy Wind. I'll wait. Okay. He either realized what I was gonna do. I don't think so though, because he switched. Otherwise he would have just Icy Wind, knowing Calyrex is trying to come in. But as I said, well, this time we just cannon. Well, even that could hurt me, because Rock Polish variants would destroy. Yeah, depending on what, because like if I Toxic, then he's Rock Polish Lum. My right now my Groudon and my Necrozma can take at least one hit, and then I just Calyrex sweep, right? Yeah, depending on what his set is. So we both have to get pretty lucky, because he has to hit 2 Press Blades in a row, and I just need to hit 1. I think, yeah. I mean, Nick lives anyway, but I need to get at least some damage off. As he, ooh, oh, that sucks. But it is what it is. I could have Thunder Waved him there, actually. I went to mine, but I'm like, I could have just Thunder Waved him off jump with my Groudon instead. But now I understand why he did that, and I don't disagree with it. So it could go for Sunsteel Striker, but more likely Earthquake on the odd chance I can hit him, or yeah, DD again to mitigate Calyrex. I keep switching. Air Balloon means, you know, it's significantly weaker, but I just need to hit the Stone Edge Yeah, and Calyrex obviously outspeeds. Even if you DDs again, you'd need a lot of luck because, as I said, Dragon Claw is doing no damage. GG. They should have left the Necrozma in. Hey man, shout outs to my man. Should have left the Necrozma in. It wouldn't have sweeped, but like switching wouldn't do you any good. Like sacking the Frostlass there, it would have been a little better to keep it. I mean, to simply attack. So yeah, we're going to find the final game of the live, and then yeah, take it from there. Take it from there. Hold on, sorry, I was looking outside. Okay, so we got our final game here. We got a Gastrodon user for those pesky Specs Kyogres. Yeah, Groudon again. I guess Groudon. I haven't faced one Kyogre, a bunch of Groudons. Yeah. Calyrex again. I mean, in every game, honestly, you know, once the Veil is gone, Calyrex will always win. It's just that suppressive within the tier. That's why every team has an Yveltal. He has quite a few things for Zekrom here. No Ferrothorns, unfortunately. Doesn't have the best knock switching, so Stealth Rocks plus Veil is going to go a long way. In fact, we're going to start that party right now. We learned the hard way what happens when Groudon leads in Stone Edges. He has a Calyrex in this matchup though, so I'm not too keen on just allowing him to Stone Edge the shit out of me. So I'm going to go to my own. I'm gonna beat him down along with him. Ooh, you tripping, bro. Gastrodon ain't no Groudon counter. It's not a super important mon to his team. I'm gonna just attack. Missing there would have meant me being toxic, which isn't fun. Interesting. So I'm gonna go Eternatus as a mid ground. He just barrages. Jeez. He's super Veils to say. Oh, he specs out the wazoo, which is good and bad news. Good news because my Calyrex guaranteed outspeeds his, but he still has a Mars Shadow as well. Those pesky Shadow Sneaks go a long way. So likely gonna entice his Yveltal to come in. I mean, he doesn't have the best knockoff switchings either way. His Groudon coming in again, very annoying, but my Calyrex being scarfed certainly helps. You know, I don't know the speed tier as far as Calyrex. I was speeding Groudon at +2. I went my Groudon last time, so you know, pretty straightforward turn here. I'm playing pretty obviously. Really high risk press blades there. But it doesn't take any skin off my bones. I disagree with his Groudon play, so that lets me know how I'm going to, assuming I connect here. That sucks. Him press blading Groudon there. Him press blading, assuming, like, let's say I stayed in, because a lot of Veils are faster than Groudon, so they can out roost. But maybe he's just like, okay, I'm gonna try to, you know, predict, and I'll play that way. And so if he hits 3 in a row, yeah, homie, I don't know what homeboy is doing right now. Keeping it $150 with you. I'd love to hit this second one, because this is his only Calyrex. Like, unless the Yveltal has Sucker Punch. But he seems to be scared of my Groudon, like scared as, just terrified of it. And so To avoid me losing 2 Pokemon here, what I'm going to do is go to Veltal first, because he's going to press Blaze first. Oh, yes, Fire. What's up with Fire Punch? That's not a good move. And then we'll go with Veltal here to absorb the Stone Edge / Fire Punch or whatever. Or maybe Fire Punch is good. What is even Fire Punch coverage wise doing? +2 Press Blaze, Mercs, Pharaoh. I can say Celesteela was in the tier still. I could understand the logic for that. Or if Primal Groudon liked fire moves. But I guess he's just SD Fire Punch. Whatever. I'll take the cannon damage over. Ooh, okay. Had that boy shook. Got these niggas shook. Hey, take my Groudon friend. He's not really my friend, guys. Just said that. So we roost here. This is gonna hurt, but not 66% hurt. Besides, likely to lure out. Yeah. Homie's playing like Groudon is invincible. So Eternatus here. Always keep it Veltal full because it destroys the remainder of his team. He actually Precipice Blaze there. Okay. But as I said, not overly concerned. I just need to get my timing right. And I guess it depends on what his Groudon is. I needed to Toxic it, but I'm super weak. And I needed to hit my Precipice Blades. But then he sacked his Marshadow for some reason, so I guess that worked out. Because Nick can't do anything, what I'll do is I'll give him Zekrom to Dragon Claw. I want to see. He's fucking jolly. And he won the speed tie. Yeah, that changes things a lot. Now I can lose. I expected to have the damage out and force the Astral Barrage here. But again, the way he's playing, if it's U-turn, then I might have lost. Okay, knock. Yeah, the way he's playing is as if Groudon is impossible to kill or something. I'm like, bro, you were wildin'. And so if he roosts you, I get the U-turn pivot. If not, goes to Necrozma, which is not bad for us. This is gonna be an interesting endgame. Yeah, I figured as much. Interesting because now I have rocks up, and if Veltal does not have Sucker Punch, some of them have Sucker, some of them have Foul Play, some of them have Toxic. You know how that go. But since my Vel is gonna go for rocks, so yeah. Oh, helmet, no. He knew I'd go for. Yeah, I think he wins. So the Precipice Blades. It's funny, if I had gone for 1, he goes hard at Veltal. Oh, it does nothing. Yeah, I lose. Unless I crit him here, which I probably should have gone for. But nah, I don't want to crit on a win. So my Groudon hitting press once. Yeah, press once. And it being Jolly really surprised me because Jolly Groudon is not good. Yeah. I think if I had something to hit the Groudon, meaning I didn't have U-turn and I had Toxic, I would have used it. Which is why I'm like, well, if Groudon's so important to you, you don't have enough leverage over an Veltal to where you have the luxury to be just predicting. Because if I just stand in Toxic once, that Groudon is done. Because I just roost spam after that. You have to now the burden of hitting Stone Edges repeatedly and getting Toxic racked up is now on you. And if you're Jolly like he was, Stone Edge isn't doing more than maybe 60-something%, which I can out roost until he either misses or until he's low enough to Toxic to where I just switch out. So guys, that I probably wouldn't use U-turn on this Vel. I think because this team has no status beyond the Eternatus, which loses to the Groudon, it's very hard for me to beat it. But we could have won that game. I don't regret anything. yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I had a blast in this one. Shout out to all the people I ran into. I think it was only one person. But yeah, if you want to join the bootcamp, once again, link is in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Can't wait to see you on the other side. Peace.